Yeah. I don't always avoid the word ego. I can use it. It just has such a bad rap.
Mm-hmm.
The poor ego has really been beaten up. Like there's literally a book called How to Get Rid of Your Ego. I'm like, whoa. No. So let's use the word ego and let's soften the frame.
Mm-hmm.
So ego is a protection. Ego serves and is attempting to protect us from past hurts. And all it's doing over and over again is trying to help us feel safe and secure over and over and over. And if the adaptations from childhood are not suitable to adulthood, we call it, you're just egotistical. No. Let's not be so harsh on this person. This person has developed an adaptation in childhood that worked in that environment.
Mm-hmm.
They believe it's who they are. They are simply doing what they believe will help them feel safe. It's not conscious. They're not trying to do it. It's not deliberate, but that is the outcome. Mm-hmm. So let's not judge the ego, which I'm not saying you do, but a lot of people hear ego as a dirty word. There's songs about this. Let's just be really gentle and appreciate with compassion that it has a job. And it has a job, firstly, really to help us be motivated, which is wonderful. But where it gets the bad press, the poor PR, is the way we see it as being maladaptive. It's a protection that really isn't suitable for intimacy. It isn't suitable for vulnerability. It was never geared to help us feel closer together. That isn't its job. It doesn't care about our intimacy. It doesn't care how you feel with me. It only cares that I feel safe. And it would even, if it had been adapted this way, hurt you in an attempt for me to feel safe. Now, it's not trying to be bad, it's trying to keep me safe. Mm-hmm. So let's honor it's safety and security. Mm-hmm. So it's past survival if you live in the Western world, because we're going to have enough food, water, shelter.
For sure.
So it's about safety and security. And most of us were raised in environments where we don't feel safe and secure enough. And therefore, the less safe and secure we felt, the bigger the ego. And that's how it becomes a maladaptation. It literally takes over the host, which is our true self, and becomes the puppet master of our lives. And so if you meet someone who's really coming from ego in the sense that we don't really feel attracted to, know how wounded they've been.
Yeah, exactly.
Know how incredibly hurt they've been. Know that they live in constant pain of never feeling safe or secure, and that everything's a threat. You know those people who are unbelievably defensive at everything? They're like a walking trigger. They are so hurt. They are so hurt. Now, it doesn't excuse poor behavior, because that ego can behave very poorly. But just know, the bigger the defense mechanisms, the bigger the trauma.
Yeah, love that. And so we can relate this back to the viewers now. If there's anything within you that may resonate with what you're hearing, perhaps there is deeper levels of healing available for you here. Talking to these adaptations,
of course.
Right? Because we can see these signs and symptoms within ourselves, and without, beautiful, as you said, without judgment, but rather with compassion. If there is this outer layer of, hey, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, therefore I won't be loved, so let's put on a show to show everyone how awesome I am, it's actually coming from a place on the inside that may not be, in alignment with self-love, perhaps.
Well, it's the protector, the ego, this protective layer, this performance is protecting the inner child. It's not protecting the true self.
Yeah, exactly.
So its job, when we were little and we had little t traumas occur, or big T, our inner child, the little one that we were, the precious little child who was defenseless, was hurt and was wounded and was scoffed at or sent to their room and abandoned when they most needed to be held. What else could you do but know how to get through that? And it could be through fantasy or dissociation or numbing out or self-soothing, and welcome to addictions. I mean, we're gonna find a way to be okay as we don't feel okay. But now as an adult, we're all walking around with this inner child in us, this little 6-year-old, this little 5-year-old who doesn't know that they can be okay. And that's where the real work, and that's where I light up, like I could cry right now. That is when we're getting to the gold. So if you see yourself getting defensive, you see yourself getting triggered, get really, really excited, because you are now on the path, if you're prepared to be aware of it, to healing.